Welcome to Abundance Recoded. Hello, dear ones. Welcome back to the podcast. Glad to have you. Today we want to talk about money. This podcast, after all, is called Abundance, and while abundance comes in many forms, the one that humans think the most about is money. You spend a lot of time ruminating about money, worrying about it, hoping you'll have it, trying to figure out how to get it, angry at money, wondering where it's going to be, powerless around it. But money is just a story. And today we want to get into how much of that story is running subconsciously, even if you've done all the work that's preventing you from having all that is already yours. At the core of it, money is just energy, passed from person to person, from bank account to bank account. That is it. It is something that manifests into reality, a plaything. And while the world might tell you that it's different than the money that you played as a child on Monopoly or Life or whatever other game you played that had fake money, there really is not a difference. That too is just energy moved through a game. But you are playing the game of life, yes? A very large game where you have taught that you do not own any of the pieces, that you are just one piece among a very large game board that you have little to no control over, and specifically when it comes to money. Money is tied to safety. Without money, you are afraid of what that would mean. In your world ties money to electricity, heat, air conditioning, food, gas, cars. Having fun, clothes, everything is pretty much an exchange of something. But there is a story deeply embedded in that that's been running generationally for centuries. This idea that money is controlled by some outside force, that you have to get it from, plead from, work from, earn, prove, is just a story that has been perpetuated through time. And what happens is when you're born, each time reincarnated, you come into this same story, and then you're taught that over and over and over again by your parents, society, TV, media, family, friends, that it is normal for you to be in a state of lack, state of scarcity, a state of survival, that is the way the world works, and that you have to work really hard to get yourself out of there, to change your life, to find a way out, and it takes a lot of grit, hustle, sacrifice for you to just have a little bit of breadcrumbs so that you can have a moment of breath. But that is all story. And man, have they set it up so that so many of you are wrapped up in money so much that you're not actually living. You're waiting for the money to be there to feel safe enough to live. And we want you to just think about that statement for a moment. You are waiting to live until you have enough money to live. Just take a breath for a moment. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest. We've talked to you about this before, about how breath is life. And then every moment you are living. So what is this life that they tell you that you can't have until you have enough money? It is just this story that is deeply embedded. But we want you to see that statement. Feel it in your body. This idea that in every breath that you are living, that you are life, but you've accepted a story that says that you can't live until you have cancel. That you can't live until you have X dollars of money in your bank account and in your retirement account on Wall Street, or the economy is good enough, or that you got a big enough raise. Those are all things putting what is life on hold. Come back to your breath. Are you not living already? Does your chest not rise and fall with every breath, signifying life? And the money you desire exists there too, because time is just this one moment, no past, present, or future. And money exists in that same window in the now moment. But as long as you fall for this story that you need to have the manifestation of the money, the abundance, the retirement accounts, Wall Street, the economy, pricing to be a certain way before you can actually live, then that is the story you will continue to manifest over and over and over again. Because you cannot manifest your way out of a story that you keep telling yourself as true, when it is the opposite of what you desire. So if you're trying to manifest, let's say $1 million, but you are telling yourself stories about how you can't live until you have it, then you are just creating these really long delays between you and what you actually want. Because in this very moment, those $1 million already exist. The minute that you ask for them, imagine them, sense them, they are here. And it's only the stories that you tell yourself that prevent it from actually showing up in your physical reality faster than you can imagine. So you can't do all the rituals for $1 million and then tell yourself a story about how you can't live until you get it. You're just creating a delay. And this delay can last for years because the future is always the future. If you're saying that in the future, when I have $1 million, I'll do X, Y, Z, then it will always be there. The quantum field is literal. You are asking to only receive that in the future. And today is not the future. Tomorrow is always the future. But when you wake up tomorrow, it's today. So we hope you understand what we're getting at. So where are you waiting to live because you don't have the thing that you want? What if you decided to just live, decided that you had it now, and you lived as though you had it? Instead of waiting for physical evidence in your reality to prove that you have it. That's the crux. You ask for it, you do the rituals, and the minute the outside world shows you that you don't have it, you go right back into the stories of telling you that you have to wait for it. That you have to wait for someone to give it to you. You have to earn it. You have to work harder, strategize for it, goal set for it. And all of those are just permission slips that cause delays in you receiving what is already yours. No one is keeping the money from you. Absolutely no one. Just the stories you tell yourself about money and how you can receive it. And if you're telling yourself that you can only receive it someday in the future and that you can only live someday in the future when you have it, you are creating delays that are only going to give you frustration. And it's going to be really hard for you to stay out of stories of lack and scarcity, frustration, anxiety, anxiousness, powerlessness, because you feel like the universe is telling you, no, you can't have it. When really the issue is that the stories that you tell yourself the thoughts that you entertain, the things that you ruminate about the past, the things that you think about in the future are causing you to put delays in you actually receiving the thing. And who has control over those stories? Only one, you. You get to choose the stories that you tell yourself about money in every moment. But there is one caveat here. Your mind, your nervous system will gladly tell you stories about how you don't have any money, that there's never enough, that it's not coming, that nothing will ever change, that your bank account is empty, that your investment account is going down, that Wall Street's going down, all the things. It will gladly tell you that because it is a prediction machine based on the past. It will never tell you what your future actually holds. The only one who can do that is conscious you. Your soul essence, your authentic self, is the one who creates the stories that your mind and nervous system have to adapt to. So you can't listen to those thoughts, anxiousness, the worry, because your nervous system and mind are just trying to tell you that it doesn't think you're going to be successful in having this money because of the past, your experiences with money, your choices, your mistakes, what other people have told you, what other people around you have experienced. And none of that has to matter. It's only the meaning that you place on the past that keeps you stuck there. But your nervous system and mind are super adaptable. But it requires you, your conscious self, your soul, to say no more. I will no longer entertain the stories of the past about money, scarcity, lack. And remember that my soul creates a story that then projects into the 3D world, and that I am the authority over it. When you become the authority, then money is always here in the now, because there can be nothing else. As the authority, you create your reality. And that includes money. Money is just a story, and you can change that story from your soul's essence and choosing that reality instead of the reality that your mind and nervous system want to predict over and over again, so that you're constantly stuck in this cycle of wanting and desiring more money. That is the shift. You want more money, you have to come into your authority. Come back into your soul essence of who you were before the world told you you couldn't be her or him. And stand in that authority and claim your abundant reality now, that it is already here. And live that story. Create stories from there, not from the lack of it. And when you shift that, you'll start to see a shift in your own 3D experience of abundance. That's it for today. See you soon. Bye for now.